can lead them. Have to think of various potentials, though, to know the realistic ones. Okay. Which is to say that, well, you have to know enough about a person. I was being general about it. I'm gonna tell her about my 3 names. It was a really good discussion. I really enjoyed talking to her. If she has any issues with what I shared, I will definitely edit this video. But I think she'll be okay with it. But still, if she has any disagreements. Now, I was really surprised she knew about the Orion Wars. I didn't know about this, but that was during Chaos's peak, as far as the unnaturality going on. You think about what's natural, and then throwing Chaos in the mix, and it's a fairly aggressive reaction. Yeah, that's it right there. Hope you enjoyed that information. I understand that this link with AWA and Avatar, and the link with Rayon Nami and Neon Genesis Evangelion sounds like a potential fantasy, but there are persons that reflect certain elements, just as zodiacs inevitably, despite what you might speculate about zodiacs, you're going to find a consistency. A very strong consistency with zodiacs. So even stars, zodiacs is common, which is really spectacular that such a level that stars are interacting with persons is that common, if you really think about it. Zodiacs is insanely common. Everyone knows about zodiacs, yet look at the spectacular big picture of that. Stars reflecting upon persons and actually interacting. Now, whatever these channelings are that these persons are providing to people for information, there is still going to be a consistency that is undeniable. Certain persons reflect certain beings. This is to say, relating. It can go to the next level. Nebulas reflecting persons, and persons reflecting as a nebula. Just as if this Earth were to be immersed in a nebula itself, everything would be enhanced to such a degree you'd be seeing Avatar 20.0 around you. You would be seeing an extremely exotic paradise. And the beings would feel the nebula, not so much as be as the nebula, but it would be just as the connection is in Avatar, closer to the planet and coexisting with the planet. Never taking, never consuming, never doing anything unnecessary. Based on these findings and the consistency of everything, I'm not going to post the video the occurrence has happened until I see it for my very eyes. And that would mean to say that I'm seeing the very existence around me changing. I am seeing goddesses. I'm seeing people walk out of their homes and looking at them. When I see that glimpse beginning, I am probably going to run frantically to the computer and get the video uploaded as soon as possible. But just in case anyone's wondering why this channel is called The Center Disease, you know now. I really do wish I could change it. I will be able to change it soon, because honestly, I've put the name aside, but it is a little weird considering the information I'm sharing. Yet the channel's called The Center Disease, which I was just being ironic with the flu pandemic. If you do actually check the videos that I did with the Center Disease, you'll see why it was called that. That was the original concept But then after I did Serene Perfection, it all changed. I saw something entirely different. And there's already so many YouTube videos of government exposure, etc., that I decided to take another path, and it led me to discovering so much about myself. And I never realized this movie was going to tie in so well with The Phoenix Within, T.P.W. I really thought it was just going to be a Velvet Acid experiment production, but I'm amazed, and I can say honestly, in the utmost clarity, proud. But only that word can be used at this point of the video itself. If you've watched my videos before, you can get a better idea of what and when would proud be used, because obviously there's a very realistic debate about being proud. It's better to be in mystery than to think that there's solid ground that you, to whom it applies to, third-party perspective, have found such solid ground that you're so proud that you kind of use that to push everything else aside. So when I say proud, you can definitely know what I mean by that. I really did not see that coming. I really thought it was going to be strictly a VAE project production, Velvet Acid experiment production, but it's truly shocked me. Just to recap on monolithicalism, fractals and goddesses. You can say either way, goddesses and fractals, or fractals and goddesses. To me, the realization came to me as fractals and goddesses. I incidentally mentioned this in a video. It was in Nebula Philosophies Part 5. There's 2 parts to it, and that's where the name came from. Just to recap on the movie, it pretty much tells the story from the very beginning of this universe to the incidences of chaos to the very now in evolution and the hybrid existence. Almost everything under the sun, actually. I really can't think of what it's missing other than sarcastic stuff. I didn't want to go off the deep end on that. Honestly, it covers a ridiculous amount of subjects and understandings. It's monolithical, and that's why it's called monolithicalism. Monolithicalism too. I see glimpses. I see how it's going to be put together in a sense, but irony has definitely got some very serious material for me to use. And it's really awesome. After I had the intro completed, and then it comes up to the title, Monolithicalism to The Legend of Irony. Actually, I don't have it as 2. I just, it's Monolithicalism, Legend of Irony. I mean, just as it's shown that title, I already knew the music, I already knew the song to use, and I already know what's going to be used next. And I gotta say, I felt shivers, electric enlightenment, that really euphoric electrical current up the spine in a way that I never felt before. I was actually intimidated a bit, but I am so psyched. I am so amped up about Monolithicalism 2. I already know what I'm going to do for Monolithicalism 3 and 4. 5, I'm not sure. Well, actually, I just got a glimpse as soon as I said that. Another thing, this is a little deep, but I want to discuss this. I essentially am dying slowly. My physicality is wearing. I'm experiencing daily, constant pains in the side. I feel like shards of glass. I just don't know how to react to pain. I've felt physical pains for so much time in my life, but also because of my obscure parents, quote, parents,